Hi everyone. Today I'm talking about what it means to fail at being sober. I failed spectacularly when after a year sober I went to a family event at my sister's house in London, and we sat outside in the evening sunshine. Everybody was drinking and I had a white wine spritzer, thinking that it wasn't a proper drink and feeling really confident and like I was in control. Well, that one drink quickly led to a spiral downwards, and before I knew it, I was back on the wine. I failed again when, after a couple of weeks sober, feeling really good and really confident, really happy with myself, I cycled home from work past a beer garden on the river. And this was an old haunt of mine, and it was the scene of many embarrassing and drunken conversations and events. And I couldn't bear the sight and the sound of all of those people drinking outside in the sunshine, having a good time and not being able to join in. I felt thoroughly deprived, so I stopped, I joined in, and a couple of pints later, I was back on the wine again. I failed every time I stayed sober for the week, telling myself that I wasn't going to drink this weekend, only to find myself waking up hungover, jaded, and feeling awful on the Saturday, the Sunday and the Monday mornings. I failed when I'd been sober for 3 months and I went on holiday with my boyfriend, and we met up with a gang of people, gang of friends, and we all went to the pub for an evening meal the first night we got there to celebrate our holiday. And I wavered for a split second before deciding that I needed wine to help me through the evening, and I couldn't possibly enjoy the evening without wine. And so I was back on the wine and spent the rest of the holiday feeling jaded, hungover, and generally crap and not enjoying myself. Alice failed when she'd done 3 weeks sober, and she cracked one Friday evening when she had a stressful time with her teenage children, and she cracked open 2 bottles of Merlot. Michael failed when after 6 weeks sober he went to a friend's funeral and ended up on the whiskey to get himself through. I'm now a non-drinker and have been living life happily sober for the last 3.5 years. Alice is now a non-drinker and she's been living life happily sober for the last 2 years. Michael is now a non-drinker and has been living life happily sober for the last 1.5 years. The question is, did we all fail? Or were these incidents just steps that we had to take on our way to becoming successfully sober? Next week, I'm going to be offering you some tips on how to think differently about failure so that it makes it easier to achieve success. If you want to receive more tips, inspiration, motivation, encouragement on stopping drinking and getting sober, subscribe to my channel. I'll look forward to catching up with you next week, and in the meantime, let's go get sober together.